discussion is the pool industry grew so much during COVID, right? Yeah. It was unrealistic to think that it's going to continue to grow. So just because it levels off doesn't mean that we're in a state of an emergency. From our standpoint, from a company standpoint, we always need to be ready to pivot to what's next. So if we see a 10% decline in new pool sales and a 10% decline in cover sales, how will we fill that void? And I think what's going to happen, Eric and I have talked about this a lot, is renovations, older systems that need to be yanked out of the ground, massive renovations to 20-year-old cover systems. We need to be on the ball quickly that we can drop a mechanism in and get them up and running and get that pool safe and get the customer what they want as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
So we need to be ready for that and ready to estimate it and ready to have the product to go out there.
Well, I think we're, aces on all of that. That's one compliment I get from most clients is, I called you guys yesterday and you're here today. Thanks you so much for showing up.
Yeah.
And obviously we have, the room to have the stock available. And once we get into teams, we can usually have an old one out and a new one in a day and back up and running. Right. So,
yeah, and I know you looked at an indoor pool the other day.
I did.
And there was quite a bit of damage.
Yes.
Not that old. We could be fixing that tomorrow.
We could
have them up and running tomorrow.
Yeah. We have the parts on the shelf.
Which is huge because that cover originally came from Southern California. Getting parts would be next to impossible. We have the parts here.
Yeah.
So that's where we need to be ready. People want things fixed.
And
maintain your stuff.
Like I said, I think we've done a great job at it over the years, and we just keep on excelling at it and getting better and better at it. So I've never had anybody complain that we, didn't get the job done in a timely fashion. Right?
2024 is another year, another set of challenges. I'm really curious to be down in Las Vegas and try to get a vibe from the industry as a whole. Mm-hmm. But we are in a very unique position up here. We're different than the rest of the world. And the Okanagan has a very captive audience. We have a ton of swimming pools up here. The weather's only getting warmer up here with climate change.
Yeah.
I've always said that swimming pools aren't going away. And for people, they grew up with a pool, they moved to the Okanagan because they want a pool. There's not suddenly going to be nobody wants pools. Will there be a leveling off? For sure. Should we always be prepared for that leveling off? 100%. But I don't think there's any doom and gloom in the future of the economy. Yes, interest rates are rising. But all the information that we've been told is that's kind of it. We're not going to see them continue to rise, which I think everybody can just relax now and figure out what they want to do with their money and where they want to spend their money. But if you had a pool at your former house, you're probably going to want a pool at your new house. And in both of our locations, our Vancouver office and our Kelowna office, there's pockets of areas where there are pools going in like crazy. Mm-hmm. But even from an inventory control, what it was like in 2023. I'd get as much inventory as they would give me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And a month later, you're telling me we're running out.
Oh, yeah.
That was something we went through a lot. Now, we gapped it. We did a great job of filling the gaps and making sure that we didn't ever really run out. There's a couple of times I'm like, what in the heck is going on with our inventory? Yeah. So I think we need to, when we're back at our manufacturers again, talk more about having more inventory based on what we've sold in the past.
Yep.
And taking that stress component out of, whoa, we're running low, and have the components here so that we can always build 20 covers out the door tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think 2024 is going to be a great year.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's going to be and leveling off is never a bad thing. This explosion that we kept doing, it was tough. We'd buy one warehouse and it wasn't big enough. We got to buy another warehouse, buy a truck, and then also we need another truck. And those steps were hard to keep up with.
Yeah.
They really were. So if we get to a point where we know the volume that we're going to do, we know we're going to be replacing 50 covers that are 16 by 32. Mm-hmm. If we know those things, if we have some historical information that will allow us to better predict, I think we're in that position. So I think 2024 could be a year that we'll have a better handle on it.
Yeah.
You guys see that coming?
I think so, yeah. Yeah. Like you said, if we have the inventory, then we're already in a much better position. So we like you said, maybe do one order and within 3 weeks we're scrambling again.
Yeah.
So if we have that inventory here, that takes a lot of stress out of the situation.
I think 2024 is going to be an interesting year. There's a lot of pools out there. There's a lot of covers out there, and we need to be prepared.
Yeah, I agree. I think we will be. I mean, historically, every year has been kind of something new and another wrench thrown at us, whether it's COVID or whether it's heat or whether it's fires. You know, growing the company, we've done a pretty great job at adapting to
Yeah.
our surroundings and what we need to, and I think, you know, our customers are still pretty happy with everything. So
I would love to see a 2024 no heat dome, no fires, and no flooding.
I think that's everybody's dream.
That's
Wonderful.
and maybe no COVID.
Yeah,
Like,
no
let's
COVID.
just-
Yeah.
Let's just have some sort
The
of
2024, the 4. There you go.
right?
It's going to be it.
If
Nice.
if we could just level off and not one thing after another, let's try that.
Yeah.
So, anyways, well, I'm excited. I think we're going to be ready. I think all of us need a nice little breather. I know we have some projects going on in Kelowna. We've got some projects going on in Vancouver that'll see us through, and then we're just going to look at what the spring looks like.
Absolutely.